In business, everything we do impacts the environment, the energy we use, the waste we generate, the production process itself.
You know how hard it can be to manage your company's environmental issues and how costly it can be not to. But what's the small business owner to do in the face of growing environmental pressures? The key to meeting the challenge is developing an environmental management system, or EMS plan.
An EMS is just a framework that an organization can use to help them systematically address their environmental issues and improve their environmental performance.
An EMS gives you the tools to identify those aspects of your business that significantly impact the environment and cost you money, like the raw materials you use or the amount of waste you generate. Because your EMS has targets and objectives aimed at identifying and correcting problems, you can see significant cost savings. Regulators recognize companies that have environmental management systems. Your employees will appreciate having a safer and more comfortable workplace, which could help you reduce your workers' compensation liability. The EMS will be your company's response to the public's growing demand for environmentally friendly businesses.
There are many benefits to having an environmental management system plan, and they are quite easy to create. Let's look at the process for establishing an EMS for your company.
A sound environmental management system begins with a basic environmental policy for your company.
And that could just be as simple as Company X is dedicated to strategies to reduce waste or energy consumption or pollution prevention strategies.
Setting objectives and targets and implementing a program to achieve the targets and objectives is next.
And again, that could be a simple thing as a percentage. We want to reduce water consumption by 5% over the next 5 years.
Monitoring and measuring the effectiveness of your plan, correcting environmental problems, and providing for continuous improvement complete the EMS.
Think it's too overwhelming? Relax. Many of the elements for an EMS may already be part of your business operation.
So if you just formalized your training records, that's something you can get credit for. If you're doing any kind of work in terms of pollution prevention or energy reduction, those are things that would be considered objectives and targets. So that's another thing that you can get credit for.
We feel morally and ethically we have a responsibility to the community.
Steve Polis feels strongly about his company's commitment to the environment. 3 years ago, he instituted an environmental management system in his Blair's dry cleaning stores. Today, Blair's is viewed as one of the most environmentally responsible companies in Ohio. The EMS is Polis's roadmap to operating a clean, safe, and efficient business today and tomorrow.
Our company pursues the policy of a zero down the drain procedure, and that is based upon the Ohio EPA guidelines. Our policy of down the drain ensures us that we will not have any contingent liabilities down the road with landlords or the community. We have the containment tanks on the machines. We use the zero waste unit for disposing of the contact water. We use a generally accepted and certified waste hauler. Anyone that operates or in any way has any means to control the dry cleaning equipment must be what we refer to as a certified environmental dry cleaner.
The time, effort, and resources Polis devoted to establishing and maintaining his EMS pays off every day.
By taking every one of those elements together, we become we help a model citizen in the dry cleaning industry. The indirect benefit to us, obviously, is the profitability by running a better ship.
Environmental management is a growing concern, not just in this country, but internationally as well. The International Standards Organization, or ISO, has developed a series of environmental standards known as ISO 14000. These standards expand the EMS concept to the level of a formal certification program.
ISO 14001 is an environmental management system that allows an organization to continually grow, to meet its targets and objectives, to reduce its internal waste. It's very proactive in its structure instead of reactive.
Rockwell Automation in Twinsburg, Ohio is known for its commitment to the environment. Rockwell has taken its environmental management system to the next level by becoming one of the first ISO 14000 certified companies in the U.S.
We essentially took our long-standing commitment and the programs that were associated with that commitment and used the quality tools to, in fact, become an ISO 14000 registered company.
Rockwell immediately began seeing the benefits that make ISO 14000 certification a smart move for many companies.
The basic programs and systems that have been put in place have reduced energy consumption, have reduced the production of waste, and that saves money.
You think about waste streams, just the way that we use water consumption. People started thinking about low-flow toilets inside of the restrooms here. Geez, that wasn't thought of as a big issue. We took a look at the types of illumination and the way that we lighted the workplaces, and worked very closely with the local power companies and said, what are good alternatives to traditional lighting sources? And they came up with a number of solutions for us that frankly ended up being a lower expenditure.
One benefit Rockwell did not anticipate was ISO 14000's impact on their employees.
Frankly, the second area that's been a little bit of a surprise for us as a benefit has been with the employee relations. People want to work for certain types of companies that are aware of environmental practices and are really conscious of the environmental issues.
Our employees absolutely delighted to be a part of the process and to be a part of a company that basically has taken a leadership position in the environment.
One of the misconceptions about ISO 14000 is that it only applies to companies doing business overseas. While ISO 14000 will be required for American companies with business abroad, many small and medium U.S. companies will also feel the impact of these new standards.
If you deal with a Ford, if you deal with a Rockwell Automation or one of their direct suppliers, there will eventually be pressure from them to you to become registered to ISO 14000 and embark upon the same journey. So the issue becomes not if, but when.
This is a management tool that would be advantageous for any organization to utilize. It also provides a framework for corrective action and continual improvement in the areas of environmental regulatory compliance.
Whether you choose to create a simple EMS plan or become ISO 14000 certified, managing your company's environmental impact is an investment in the long-term viability of your business. The EMS process itself can be a vehicle for positive change within your organization.
Here are the steps for establishing an EMS for your company. Start by setting an environmental policy. Develop a statement for your company's commitment to the environment. Use this as the framework for planning. Next, state your objectives and targets. For example, if the objective is to reduce waste, then the target might be to reduce waste by 30% over a 2-year period. Monitoring and measuring lets you know how you're doing. This is how you will discover and correct problems and evaluate your overall environmental performance. Auditing the EMS will keep you on track and tell you if you are doing what you said you would do. Communicating the EMS to your employees and to the public is crucial. In fact, it's a good idea to get your employees involved in the process from the very beginning. Over time, you will find it is your frontline workers who discover ways to improve quality and performance. Your EMS will also generate goodwill within the community and with regulators. An environmental management system is grounded in the concept of continual improvement. Having a dynamic document allows you to adapt quickly to change. Management review of your EMS is the key to continual improvement and to ensuring that your EMS meets your needs on an ongoing basis. If you'd like assistance in developing an environmental management system for your company, or if you want to learn more about ISO 14000, you can contact the Small Business Environmental Assistance Center at Cuyahoga Community College.